What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and chill them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name After Sound, and the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a wide range of topics in short-form videos just like these, so check it out. Links in the description below, and I appreciate the support. Okay, guys, let's jump into the topic of today's video, which is simply something in the air feels different. Now, obviously, Bitcoin is continuing to set new all-time highs every day over this past week since the election, and today we're at 81,000, 81,500 almost. But check out SPS. We are so close to getting back to a penny, which I know, from an absolute perspective, it's not impressive considering where we've been. But from a relative perspective, I will say that it is quite impressive because the flywheel has not been activated yet, right? There's a lot of DEC that is still out there in the ecosystem. And you can see that, SPS is starting to take off much faster than DEC in terms of, obviously overall price action. So, the main thing with this video is I kind of want to just capture this moment in time that, I'm recording this on the 10th of November. And obviously, we're getting close to SPS being back at a penny. There's a lot of interesting things that are coming around the corner. And as I said earlier, none of this is being activated by the flywheel. So all of this, in my opinion, is speculation or potentially newer players coming into the game and people starting to buy SPS. Again, I know people are going to be like, oh, there's no new players coming in. Well, here's the thing. There might not be players. They might be investors. They might be people who are just, understanding that there's a game here and they want to have some exposure to it. So they're just buying SPS, right? I can see a wide range of people that would be interested in the SPS token, whether from a gameplay perspective, an investor perspective, or any other thing in between, that there is that. And so when you consider the fact that, okay, we're already at a level now where people are buying. For whatever reason, people are buying more SPS than they're selling, right? And the flywheel has not been activated yet. This gets me excited because we're still in November. We're not even at mid-November yet. And we know that over the next, we'll call it 5 months or so, there are quite a few major catalysts that could help to eat through the excess DEC as well as burn a ton of the SPS supply and get the team to start buying and burning SPS off of the market. That is where I think things could get really interesting. So again, I've talked at length about the different time frames. End of February is kind of what I'm looking at for when the team runs out. But that things could happen sooner. For example, we could have land 1.75 come in sometime in Q1 is what it's estimated for. And just getting involved in all the different LPs could be something that drives a lot of DEC adoption, right? Or DEC utility. Hardcore mode, which is something that has been teased. I don't want to get too much into hardcore mode or glamour. I'm just mentioning them as two things that the team has planned out before the California set, right? Which is coming out in April. So with with those three things, with the mobile app, with marketing starting to kick off, things could get a little interesting here because and here's what I'm trying to say. Like I talked about this all throughout the bear market. And I was saying that once we get to the bull run, which it very much feels like we are in right now, right? At least the early steps of this. Once we get to the bull run, it depends on whether Splinterlands is going to be stumbling into it, right? Falling into it, or hitting the ground running at full speed. And what's interesting is as late as the team has been on so many different things, as poor the deliveries that have come in, as much as like stuff has just not really gone the way many, hardcore supporters like myself were hoping that it would go, we're still in a position where, we could hit the ground running, right? There's this interesting time frame that we are currently in, I would say for the next couple of months here, maybe just next month or so, that could put us in an interesting position. And what I mean by that is if we're starting to get to a place where we can reverse engineer the flywheel. And I have a video specifically talking about this, where once SPS gets to 1.2 cents and above, things get really interesting, because from the energy perspective, you could get a lot more people who want to buy energy, right? Anything above 1.2 cents, I would say, is fair game, because people who are earning significant amounts of SPS may just roll the dice, right? And if they have a better win rate than 50-50, we start burning more DEC because of that. Now, you could also get new players coming in. There's a bunch of other different things going on. Again, I mentioned all the different hardcore mode, glamour, and land 1.5. And of course, the big one is going to be, I keep wanting to call it California. What is it called again? Conclave Arcana, right? So when that comes out, and actually more specifically, it's set to come out by the end of April, meaning that its pre-sale would probably be at least a month before. I'm thinking the pre-sale is going to start sometime around mid-March, and the set will come out by the end of April. And they've done some similar timeframes to that, where it's just like, for example, Rebellion came out, the pre-sale for Rebellion started mid-October, it ended mid-November, and then the set came out early December, right? So I can see a situation where we start like mid-March and then end there and end mid-April, and then it comes out, a week or two later, which again means that we're actually closer to that point, because as I was saying earlier, I think there's a good chance, especially if prices start to rise, people see how well Rebellion did, that you'll get a lot of folks that will go heavy into Conclave Arcana, at least heavy enough to cover the presale. Maybe from there, people don't, but the presale will have a good amount of benefits. It'll come with a couple of promo cards. It'll come with people that are chasing the ability to design legendary summoners, right? Like there's a lot of incentives there. And if you look at that, we could be in a position where I believe that the math that I was doing on it was like between 4 to 5 billion DEC. 4 to 5 billion DEC could be used up. And if you divide that by half, that's 2 to 2.5 billion DEC that would get locked up in the DAO. That would start to move some things. That would start to move things dramatically, right? And get the flywheel activated in many ways. So considering that, right, we're in mid-November now, December, January, February, March, that's 4 months. And in those 4 months, there's a lot of other things that are happening. So I don't know. I'm excited. This is more just like a bullish video to put it out there and keep everything in perspective. But as I'm saying, right, something feels different in the air now. There are people who are buying SPS for whatever reason, right? It's going up faster for due to speculation. But again, while speculation is not the greatest thing, right? Because people who are speculating are looking to sell at some point. I think ultimately we want people who are willing to come in and play the game and buy and stake SPS for the long term. It doesn't matter. I mean, price action is good. Green candles are good. This is the best form of marketing we can have. And if we continue in this direction, I think we can hit the ground running. There's still time for us to do that, and I'm very excited. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Very curious to hear how people are feeling about it overall, but that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one, and see you around the game. Take care.